Okay, on this example, they've got a function for us. They're saying the limit as x goes to 0 of this function. They give us a table. And notice how the x values get really, really close to 0, right? 0.00001, that's almost 0, basically. That's what this says. The limit as x gets very close to 0 plugged into that function. So first off, they want us just to plug in some values. So we're just going to take our calculator. I'm going to plug in 0.2 for x right there, there, and there, and then 0.1, et cetera, et cetera. So let's go. I'm going to go to Desmos to plug in that function. That's going to be the easiest. You can use that in homework and exams. So let's go there. So I'm going to go to desmos.com right here. All right. So I'm going to type in that function first off. So I'm going to go, and they wanted 0.2 first, I think. So I'm going to hit the fraction button. Boom. Then the E hit, I'm going to hit functions. Where's the E? There it is. E, go back to the main, to the power of, it was 1.3 times, and then they wanted like 0.2, 0.2. Oh, that's supposed to be in the power. Okay, I'm going to have to back up. So, okay, I'm going to have to put this in parentheses, I think. Parentheses 1.3 times 0.2. Well, it's 2.2 to keep it simple. Yeah, I got to put parentheses. There we go. And then go forward arrow. Minus E, back to function. E, back to it, to the power. Hit the power button. Do parentheses. 2.9 times multiplied by zero point 0.2. And then on the bottom, just the 0.2. Did I have that right? I don't think I do. I can't remember. Was it 0.2? Yeah, it was 0.2. What is the first answer? Oh, yeah, there it is. Here's the answers down here. The first answer is supposed to be negative 2.444, and it is. So you would type into the table up here, negative 2.44. And just copy and paste from Desmos. That's what I would do. 4172. Just copy and paste. So back over here on what are they? Let me check the other bits. I'm supposed to plug in point 0.2, point 0.1, point 0.05, point 0.01, point 0.001. Okay, so let's go back to Desmos. And so you see, I plug that in. See the answer I have over there on the right? So it's working, isn't it? Here, I'll just hit enter. See how it worked? I put the point two in everywhere. Now, here's the nice thing. You don't want to retype that whole thing, right? Because now we're supposed to do point one next. Now just come up here. You can click this and make that a point one. Make that point two a point one in all three spots. Point one, what did I do there? I think I have that right. Yeah, down here. Point one. There we go. Hit enter. It's negative 1.97, whatever, whatever. Copy and paste that in. Sure enough, that's our second answer, etc. See what I'm doing? Negative 1.97. This is a little tedious. 599, 105. Just copy and paste. Okay, so I did 0.2, 0.1. Now I'll do 0.05. You don't need the zeros in the front. They're not doing anything. Just the ones after the decimal matter. 0.05. Let's go back. So then you just use the same function. Just go right up here. See what I'm doing? Just go back up and right where the X is. And this is using that function. I'm going to type in, what is it? 0.05 now. 0.05. And then the second place, right there, 0.05. And then down here, 0.05. And boom, there it is. Negative 1.77. You just copy and paste that. And sure enough, that's our third answer. Negative 1.77761092. So again, I'm just taking this function that they gave me. I typed it into Desmos. I'm just plugging in the x's. All right, I'm going to jump on down to the bottom here. What is this? One, two, three, four zeros and a one. Let's do it. Four zeros and one. So two, three, four zeros and a one. You know, two, three, four zeros and one. Two, three, four zeros and a one. There we go. Was it negative 1.60000? Okay, back to it. Sure enough, that's the last answer. Negative 1.6000336. Now the question is, in fact, let me just fill in the other one just because you can just see them right here. Here's the answers you'll get if you go to Desmos and type those in. 633, getting that 1.603, and then this is 1.6003. Okay, so the question they're asking me is where do these numbers see how these x values are going to zero, right? These x values are going to zero. It's the limit as x heads, right? 0 0.2, 0 0.1, 0.05, these are getting really, really close to zero. What is f of x? Where is the function that e to the 1.3x minus e to the 2.9x over s? Where's the function headed? Well, to this. Where does it look like it's going? Negative 1.6. See how they're getting closer and closer and closer to negative 1.6, aren't they? Right? See how these last ones? 6.3, negative 1.63, negative 1.60, negative 1.6003, negative 1.6000. It's getting really, really close to negative 1.6. So that's our answer, negative 1.6. Because remember, a limit is a value that you're getting closer and closer and closer to. I know you might say, well, Mr. Why don't we just plug in zero? If you plug in zero on Desmos, you'll see it's an error. You can't plug in zero. It doesn't actually exist at zero because the bottom of the fraction will be zero. You can't divide by zero. It's an error. Here, let me show you. I want to see that. You make it a zero. Here, I'll just make the one on the bottom zero. Make that a zero. See, it just said undefined. You can't have the bottom be zero. So, 0.0000 is the same as zero. So you can't do that. So you can't actually plug in zero. Well, then how do we find out the limit? Well, limit is it's not when you are actually at zero. It's as you get really, really close to zero. So we plug in numbers closer and closer and closer to zero. We see what the function's doing. Where is the function going? It's getting closer and closer and closer to negative 1.6. So a limit is what you get really, really, really close to, negative 1.6. So there we go.